Good morning to you all. Well, here's a quick one of just picked this one up. Local antique shop. Yes, I had to go around the back door because of all the restrictions and yada yada yada, and I've click and collected it before anybody asked. No, the shop weren't open. Anyway, I digress, as they say. Here is a HMV tabletop gramophone from, I think, if memory serves me right with these, probably the 20s or maybe early 30s, more 20s I would say. I bought it cheap, and there's a reason why I bought this cheap. I won't be powering it up. I won't be winding it up today because I don't know the status of play properly yet. I have wound it up steady at the place to test it, and it winds up okay and spins, but I don't know more than that. Now, the reason why I'm saying all this is I got it cheap. You're probably going to ask yourself, why? Well, let me show you. There. A little bit on the other corners open as well. But this is the worst of it. Here we go. Oops. Oh dear. Yeah, the story behind this one, unfortunately, is it was sat on a side unit in the antique centre, and somebody came through, as nice as they were, with a disabled whatever it was, one of these scooter things, and knocked it off. And unfortunately it fell on this side, as you can tell. Now, the lady says to me it was in beautiful working order before that and playing well. Well, I've got a lot of work ahead of me here to try and at least get the cabinet something like, especially that corner. That's really bad. If we look at the lid again, where that gap is, that is open and will not close together. So whether that was open before the accident and it's just opened up with age, you know, it's, with the panels shrinking and getting big again, I don't know. If there's anything can be done about that, I can live with that. Now, before we go inside it, one thing I can't live with is the bloody stink. It actually smells of a cross between dirty person and wet dog. I've never smelled like it. I've just tried putting a tiny bit of furniture polish on it, and it's done a little bit. Fortunately, it's more the outside than the inside that reeks of it. I'm going to have to just douse it in something. If anybody's got any ideas what better than furniture polish, because furniture polish will bring it up better. But I need something to take, apart from putting a ruddy few orange inside the bit of the box there. Can anybody think of anything, you know, more simple, you know, more sympathetic to it, shall we say? But I'll open up the lid now, let you have a look at inside, see which sound box it's got, and see which model it is. Here we are. So it all still functions like this. The lid still goes up and holds up. You see, she's even left a record on it for me. Obviously, it's come with the crank. This little box of needles, it's full, but they're a bit rusty. But I think the new ones, I'd have to clean them up if it's worth it, obviously. The crank even had that record on it. Nanny. Take that off. You can have a look underneath. Zoom out a bit. Oh, that smell. Gee, shuffy now. I'm going to have that looked at. I'm going to have to get this cleaned before I do any repairs, actually. Let's have a look back here. I'm guessing this is quite an early model as well, because it says his master's weight. It said that's an early label. I'm sure it is. I am positive that's quite an early label, that one. And we move over here. Oh, it tells us, does it tell us model in there? It's a model 109, how about that? That sorts it out. Serial numbers there. It's even got, look at that, I didn't notice that till I bought it. Look at that. Lovely. J.W. Sykes, Albion Place, Leeds, the original dealer who sold it originally. Let's have a look at the sound box. If the light don't blow out. Number 4 it is. Sound box looks in good nick. The main tone arm looks in good nick. Nothing's busted up in here. I'm just going to have to make sure it does work all right. There's a bloody smell. It still has loads of needles up there. And I'll get them out. And this is nice as well. Look, this is in here. Nice little original packet, unopened, of best gramophone needles 1D. That's lovely. That were in there. So overall, it's a lovely gramophone that's begging. Oh, these screws are loose and all. It's like somebody's briefly been in it to check it. But apparently, like I say, it was working spot on. So a lot to do with this one, a lot to do. It's going to be my own. I want it to keep. So the things I need to address on it, obviously, first of all, before all else, is that rotten smell. Okay, she put a black sack over it for me. At first I thought it was black sack, it had been, you know, somebody's house and it had dogs or something, but no, it's this thing. So if you can think of anything I can put on it to take the stink away, if I have to put a blooming car air freshener in it, I will. If it has to smell funky 70s, it has to do. There's nothing I can do. I can't leave it smelling like that. It'll stink the room out. So we'll get over that. If anybody's got any ideas, we'll then address the damage. So I think the lid, to be fair, at the top there was like that. I think looking at that, I think that's shrinkage of the panel and then with warmth and temperature and stuff. It's not if anybody's saying, well, it's been in a damp, it's not a damp smell. I've got a record player that's got a damp smell. I know what damp is. It's like I say, it's a cross between dirty person and dirty dog, and wet dog, should I say. And it needs to go because it stinks. It's not the usual smell an old gramophone smells like anyway. Then we need to address all this damage, mainly here. I need to make a new piece of wood in there to hold the door back. I need to assess what I can do here because that's bad. In fact, if I pull that now, it'll drop off. I need to re-secure that. Again, I think that there is shrinkage of the panel because that takes some right gluing up, that would. I don't think that's happened in the damp, but that has, obviously, and that's major. I'm going to have to make a new piece of wood there to hold the door on. But other than that, I mean, that's okay there. It's hit up that part there, hasn't it? As I say, I'm not going to crank it up, no pun intended, now. Not today. I want to get it all sorted first before doing any more of that. But it's a lovely thing. It's such a shame. I had one, cool, bloody hell, going back a few years now, and it were in spot on order. Worked well. I paid quite a bit of money for it, if I remember. But I think that were a bit newer than this one. I'm sure this is quite an early one. I would say this is early 20s, I'm thinking. Anybody knows, if you're out there, Mr. RG stuff, you'll know for 100% the age of this one. If you can let me know, mate, what you'll think about what I should use in it to get rid of the smell, and any repairing advice is great. But I'm really hoping I can get this one back up to speed, no pun intended, and get this, functioning again. Hopefully we'll get that sorted soon. But here's a video just outlining what it is, that I've got it. I'm glad I've got it, despite the smell and despite the damage. I'm glad I got this one. I'm glad I rescued it. It needed it. So I won't tell you how much because it still weren't a tenner, but it weren't £100 either. It was, well, somewhere in between the two. Let's put it that way. And I won't say exactly what, but just the thoughts and comments, what I can do to get rid of the smell and any restore information, that would be fantastic. Right, over to you guys. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. As I say, I know it's not a playing video, but we'll get to that one day once it's sorted. Right, all the best. Take care. Stay safe. Enjoy this. See you soon.